Have you ever had that feeling? The second the words leave your mouth, you just wish you could snatch them back out of the air? We've all been there. Today, we're going to talk about why strategic silence is one of your greatest strengths. Now, this isn't about being shady or secretive. No, it's about protecting your power and your peace by learning the key things you should never, ever reveal.
Wow, I mean, this quote just hits you right in the chest, doesn't it? Just take a second and think about that one time you overshared, that one confession you made to someone who you later realized wasn't truly on your team. It's such a stark reminder that words have real consequences, and choosing who gets to hear them is one of the most critical decisions you can make.
You know, we're always taught honesty is the best policy. Be an open book, right? But what if that's not the full picture? What if, in some situations, what you call honesty is actually you just handing someone else the keys to your own downfall?
And that's the bottom line, really. When you overshare, you're giving ammunition to people who, whether they admit it or not, might use your plans, your struggles, or your vulnerabilities against you. It's not about being paranoid. It's about being smart and aware of how people operate.
So, how do we do that? How do we protect ourselves? Well, we're going to walk through 6 key areas of your life that you should treat as sacred secrets. Mastering this kind of strategic silence is really the key to staying in control and keeping your momentum going forward.
All right, so here's the game plan. We're going to break down 5 essential secrets: what you're planning next, what your weaknesses are, your income, your family drama, and even your good deeds. And then we're going to cap it off with a bonus secret that might just be the most important one of all: your love life. Let's dive into that first one.
Okay, first up, your next move. When you go around telling everyone your big, exciting plans, something wild happens in your brain. You get a little rush of dopamine. It feels good. It's like a premature pat on the back for work you haven't even started. This is what we call a fake dopamine hit, and it can absolutely murder your motivation. On top of that, you're just opening the door for other people's doubt and jealousy. You know who doesn't do this? The real players. They move in silence and let the results do all the talking.
Next, let's get into your weaknesses. Look, if you tell someone exactly how to hurt you, don't be shocked when, one day, they do. It's not always on purpose or malicious. Sometimes it's just human instinct. People look for leverage. As you can see right here, when you advertise your vulnerabilities, it's like handing someone a detailed instruction manual on how to manipulate you.
Secret number 3 is your income. Honestly, talking about money is just a lose-lose situation. If you brag about how much you make, you become a target for envy and resentment. But if you complain about being broke, you just attract pity and disrespect. Either way, the dynamic changes. The less people know about your finances, the more they're forced to respect you for who you are, not for what's in your bank account.
And this leads us right into family drama. When you vent to outsiders about fights or problems at home, you're basically staining your own brand. You might forgive your family member and move on, but that person you vented to, oh, they'll remember. They will forever link your family to that chaos. So keep that stuff private. Work it out with the people involved, not with an audience that just wants to watch the show.
Now let's talk about doing good things. You know, the moment you announce your kindness, it kind of stops being pure. It turns into an act of marketing, a desperate play for validation. People stop seeing generosity. They start seeing someone who's just trying to look good. Real strength is doing the right thing quietly. Let your actions speak for themselves, and let karma post the receipts.
And now for that bonus secret, your love life. The more people you invite into your relationship for their 2 cents, the more opinions you have to deal with. And trust me, those opinions can be toxic. They plant little seeds of doubt and insecurity that can grow into huge problems. The goal isn't to prove to the world how happy you are. It's just to be happy. Protect that peace at all costs.
So we've gone over the what, but let's talk about the why. Why does all this work? Well, let's get into the psychology behind it. This isn't just some random advice I'm pulling out of thin air. It's a real strategy, and it's rooted in a deep understanding of human nature and power dynamics.
A lot of this wisdom comes from the work of Robert Greene. If you don't know him, he's an absolute master when it comes to power and strategy. His books are incredible breakdowns of how the most powerful people in history have used these exact same principles of strategic silence to their advantage. For example, if you look at his book, The 48 Laws of Power, his laws apply directly to what we're talking about. Conceal your intentions. That's why you don't broadcast your next move. Always say less than necessary. That's how you avoid exposing your weaknesses. It's all about using mystery as a tool, not running around oversharing to get validation.
And his other book, The Laws of Human Nature, goes even deeper. It explains that deep down, people are often driven by things they'd never admit, like envy and insecurity. When you understand this, you can start to anticipate how they'll react. You'll know exactly why sharing your plans gives them leverage over you, and you can protect yourself accordingly.
Okay, so let's bring this all home. The big takeaway here isn't to become a cold, isolated person. Not at all. It's about redefining what privacy means to you. It's not a weakness to be guarded. It is a disciplined, profound form of strength. It's about control.
I love this metaphor. It's just perfect. Think about it. Your peace, your plans, your secrets, they're like passwords. You wouldn't just hand out your banking password to anyone who asks, right? So why are you doing that with the things that are even more valuable? Treat them with the same level of security, because the fewer people who have access, the safer you'll be.
And ultimately, this is the mindset you want to have. Real power doesn't have to scream its own name. It's felt. It's shown through action, not through words. The line's presence is its power. And your controlled silence, that can be yours. It is so much better to be misunderstood by a few than to be manipulated by many.
So I'll leave you with this question to really think about. After everything we've just covered, what is the one thing you're going to make a conscious decision to stop revealing starting right now? Protect your peace, protect your power, and stop handing people the tools to work against you.